Hello everyone and welcome to the second video in our special vision update for our church family at Amblecote Community Church. In our first video, Tim and Vanessa, we chatted about, let me give a summary. We highlighted that our church we think is in a generally healthy place.
Yep.
We talked that there's something happening in our wider culture where people are wanting to come to faith and that's a really exciting moment.
Yeah.
So my question is really, if things are in a good place, things are healthy, and people are looking for Jesus,
Yeah.
well, what's the problem? What's the issue?
The problem in a nutshell is that we're full. We are full as a church. So Vanessa said in the first video, we've seen people come to faith. We've seen people integrate well into our church family, but we are the same size in any given 2 to 3 year period. So a recent example, over the last 18 months, we've seen 50 people attend our newcomers' lunches. And of those, 30 have stayed and got embedded in the church family, which is an amazing
Good.
rate of sort of people coming through. But we're the same size as we were at the start of that process. And so we've looked back through the stats over the years and we've realized that for decades, we have always knocked about at the same sort of size, which has told us that the way we're set up, it is in such a way to produce this kind of sized church. And the problem then is that we haven't got room amongst us, both for new people to come to faith and be discipled really well, and for our existing church family to continue to flourish and grow. We're full.
Yeah.
And as we've been in our season of listening, we've come to realize that this is not just an Amblecote problem, is it?
Yeah, definitely. We came across quite a few articles and information about how churches generally were.
Yeah.
And again, these are general rules, but there is something called the 200 barrier, which largely says that a church will grow into a certain size, normally around 200, and the systems and the structures and the way that it's set up keep growth at about that level.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll go a little bit higher at times. It might go a little bit lower at times, but the way that it's set up and the way that it's geared up locks that kind of numbers wise, locks it into that barrier of around 200. And that was really interesting as we came across that, because I think we see that here, don't we, in our church family?
And it helped us to understand what full means. So it might be helpful to say a bit about that, because full doesn't mean can you get more seats in the room? We know that we're not full in that sense, but what this listening helped us to see is that churches don't stop growing because they've reached the maximum capacity of seats in the room. It's for a whole range of factors. So we've realized that we're full in a number of ways.
Yeah.
So we've realized we're full practically. Like the car park is full most Sundays. And at our church, most people drive to church. And if you can't park, that's a really hard thing, especially if you're new or a bit more on the fringes. So we're full in that's just one example. But in practical
very
ways,
example.
but we're full relationally as well. So in terms of the number of people in a room that you can connect to and get to know, and the number of friendships that you can form, the way our church is, we're sort of full in that sense as well. The number of people that you can pastor as pastors is a factor as well. And we're probably full on that level as well. Leadership. Have you got opportunities for people to grow in their gifts and their service and their leadership? Well, we're fairly full there. And in terms of feel, say a lot of these studies said that when your room's about 70% full, it feels a certain way and you tend not to grow too much beyond that. And as we looked through all these measures, it suddenly made sense to us, didn't it? This is why we're stuck at where we are, because on all these measures, we're full really.
I'll just jump in there to say, we're not saying this is just all about numbers, are we?
No.
I hope our church family know our hearts. We're not just about bums on seats and trying to build a big, loads of people in. It's about actually we're full in terms of creating discipleship, following Jesus together, all the important stuff that we've talked about for years.
Yeah.
There's actually a limiting factor on those, I would say.
In the first video, we think we've got something really good here, but we haven't got the capacity to offer that to more people.
Yeah. And I think that's a real issue around mission, isn't it? We talked a bit about that in the first video.
I think this is actually crucial. having space for what God is doing and may do. Of course, we don't know, do we? We are seeing signs, really encouraging signs across the UK and in our region.
Yeah.
But if we don't do anything,
Yeah.
how, and we do see more people wanting to explore faith, where are we going to have the room for that? And we don't want to get to the position that we're full. We're already feeling like that, but we want to have space. So we do need to create some kind of space for that. I think that's crucial. It's about positioning ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
As to what God is doing and may do.
Let me summarize then.
Yeah.
We're in a good place.
Yeah.
We're seeing community mission and discipleship grow.
Yep.
However, we're full, I think
Yeah.
you've said. And actually, that is becoming a problem in terms of both new people coming to faith
Yep.
and finding a place of discipleship and community and mission for themselves, but also in terms of opportunities for leadership, opportunities for growth. We're full in that sense. There's practicals, there's relational, there's leadership and growth issues that mean we're full. That is our problem.
That's right.
So join us for our third video, where we're going to talk a bit about what we believe God is saying about the solution to our problem.